than if you block them in the ClueTrade system, because the system constantly is polling with the broker to say, what are my positions? And the broker is going to keep reporting that symbol, but when the auto trader sees that it's blocked, we just ignore it.
So the next one here, we have charts as well. So if you want to use charts and apply indicators and so forth, you can click on that button. I'm not going to get into that tonight, but you can do that and apply some different technical indicators and look at some charts. Exceptions. If the broker ever has an issue filling an order, then what they'll do is they'll kick it back, and the auto trader will populate it into the exceptions folder. So if you'd like to pursue it, you can contact the broker, and you can talk to them about it. They may, if you're trying to short a stock, there may not be any shares available. That's an example of when it would enter into an exception.
And you can also do one too. If you happen to have any in your watch list here, you could click on it and say, remove it, remove from today's list.
All right.
And it'll go into the exceptions folder then. But it'll only go in for one day. It'll be back tomorrow if it's in your watch list.
So the next one here is if anybody follows Jim Cramer, they're interested in Jim Cramer and his Action Alerts Plus. If you sign up for it or you have an account, you can enter your username and password here. And if Jim recommends that you buy a stock, the robotic trader will open up the position for you. And if Jim tells you to sell the stock, the auto trader will apply the rules to the strategy first. But if he tells you to sell the stock and there's other rules that override it, they'll override it. So it's kind of neat here if you're a Jim Cramer fan. Personal, if you wanted to add a symbol to your watch list and to the rules of your strategy, you could do that here. Say that you just knew that there was a stock that was going to go up and you felt really confident about it and you wanted to add Facebook, for example. You could put FB in there and click Add Symbol, and then it would get added to your watch list.
And it'll be there every day regardless of what strategy loads. That symbol will always pop in.
And then if you had another one, RIM, for example, if you want to put in here, or Lucent, or there's many, many more, that you felt confident they were going to be going down and their economic future did not look so bright, you could go ahead and populate it in there and they'll get added to your short watch list. And it'll follow the rules of your short strategy.
Of whatever short strategy happens to be there.
All right, so preferences. I'm going to skip over that for a moment. Rules here, this will show you the rules of your strategy. This is meant to be a quick reference guide. What's interesting during the day is you'll be able to actually see the rules and the calculations of those rules during the day. So if you ever want to look at it and say, why isn't it opening up this position, you'll be able to see the robotic trader doing the math, and you'll be able to look at it very quickly and say, oh, the rule is failing. So that's why it's not opening the position. So we covered reports, we covered rules.
See, on the main screen, see, it's going to tell you the first rule that it sees that failed in your watch list down below.
Right.
It's actually going to tell you the rule that's failing. But if you want to look and see how many other rules might be failing in that strategy besides just the one that the auto trader is telling you about, then you can go and look at the rules tab and take a look at the values.
So most of you are going to be running an auto trader and you're not going to be paying a lot of attention to it. You'll check it every day or every couple of days. But there are a lot of features and a lot of things that you can take advantage of that are very interesting. The sector graph is one of those features that I really enjoy looking at, because what this does is it gives you the percentage of stocks up versus the percentage of stocks down minute by minute during the trading day. So 1 minute before the close, 71% of all stocks were up and 26% were all down. And the balance between those two were unchanged. So
from the previous minute, right.
From the previous minute. So it gives you 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, and 30. What's interesting during the trading days, you can actually really see the high-frequency traders moving the market back and forth. The other thing that you'll notice, too, is you will see all sectors pretty much flowing the same. You would think that each sector would be independent from one another, and years ago they weren't. But with the high-frequency traders moving the market back and forth, you can really see the momentum playing back and forth from minute to minute, which is really interesting to watch. Video help, if you want to take advantage of these videos, we have instructional videos on everything that you need to know on the auto trader right here.
The ones I recommend you look at right away is the strategy Cool Trade System overview, and then in the Strategy Wizard, the Strategy Wizard overview. That'll at least give you a walkthrough of what each of these fields are.
All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Strategy Wizard here. And this is the back end of the system. So I'm going to go ahead and start here.
What do you mean, the back end?
This is the Strategy Wizard.
Oh, the guts of,
yes.
of the strategy, right.
So this is where we actually build the strategy, or we select the strategy, which I'll go back to that and show you how to select preloaded strategies and access the community board in just a moment. But I would like to start off with the Strategy Wizard. It really is a beautiful thing. It's composed of 7 tabs. It's all point and click. It's all in English. It's all very easy to use and all very easy to understand. It looks intimidating when you first look at it, but it's all very easy to use. So up here, we've got the first column. It tells you what strategy you're looking at. So this one is a Bank of America long strategy. Then over to the right here, we have our times. So depending on what time zone you're in, you're going to want to make sure that your times match up with the market hours if you're trading here in the U.S. So if you're on the East Coast, you're going to want to start trading at 9:30 a.m. and you're going to stop trading at 3:58 p.m. So this first column here, I'll just go over each one of them real quick. We've got our open position time range from 9:30 to 3:30 p.m. So what that means is the market didn't close at 3:30, but it means that we're not going to open up any more positions the last half an hour of the day. The next column down below is add shares to existing position time range. So between 9:30 and 3:30, we're looking to add to our existing positions following the rules of the strategy. So if you set up your strategy and you told the system that you wanted to add on 5% drops, it's going to be looking to do that.
But only during those hours.
But during those hours. So then the last one here is the closed position time range. So from 9:30 a.m. to 3:58 p.m., we're looking to close profitable positions. The robotic trader is always looking to take money. So over to the left here.
Before you go on there, while you're on these times, let me just make one quick point, one comment.
Sure.
I run about 30 auto traders, and I live in, I bounce around between Arizona and Florida, but my machines are stationary. But I put all of my machines on New York time. So I don't have to play around and try to figure out what time is it when it's, well, most people don't have to worry about time zone changes because your computers already do that. So once you set these up, you don't have to bother with them. But Arizona's a crazy town. We don't know how to, we couldn't just agree with the rest of the world. So we don't change our clocks when the time zone changes. So if you set your auto trader to start at, say, 6:30, well, that's only going to be good for 6 months. And then you're going to have to flip it to 7:30. And I don't really want to go in and change times on 30 auto traders. So I just set my computers to New York time, and I let my computers change with the time zone changes, and I never have to bother with these. They're always set the same.
All right. So over to the left here, this is where we tell the robotic trader how many shares we want to trade. So if we click on this box here, we have the fixed lot size. So we've told the robotic trader we want to trade 1,000 share lots. You can select with whatever you like. If you want to start trading 100 share lots, you can. So Bank of America, is a $9.75 stock, so it would be $975 for 100 shares. You can, trade 200 shares, 300, 400, 500, whatever you'd like. This one's set for 1,000. Now the next column here is max shares to be purchased per stock symbol. So in this strategy, if the stock price goes down, we're going to add more positions. We look at it as we are going to be adding and buying more product at a discount. So we're going to be buying more stock at a discount. And you can do that with your strategy, or you can not add to your positions. But this is just how this one is set up. Now the next column here, it says lot size based on a fixed dollar amount. So if you wanted to tell the robotic trader that you didn't want to spend more than, say, $3,000 for any given position, you can do that here. Now, if you wanted to tell it maximum per stock symbol, if you were adding to positions as it was going down, you could do that here and just change it. It's all point and click, and it's really, really easy to use.
So you can see how the Auto Trader evolved over time. You know, when I originally started out, I only had that very top one, fixed lots. You know, you trade like 500 shares and with a max of 2,000 shares, say.